Bringing communities together around the world. Broadcasting worldwide, online 24/7. All your favorites from the 60s through to today.
I don't give a about your folks, I'm hapless. We from the Bronx, New York, things happen. Kids clapping, love to spark the place. Like the cats in the spark, got a scar on their face. It's a cold world and this is ice. Half a minute for the charm, brother, this is life. Got the phantom in front of the building, Trinity, yeah. 10 years militant, they still figure me bad. As a young, was too much to cope. Why you think the BX nickname it cook? I should have been called Don Robin. Extortion, or maybe grand larceny. I did it all, I put the pieces to the puzzle. Just as long, I knew me and my people was gonna bubble. Came out the gate on some flow jokes. Fat brother with the thing with the logo. Kids said my don't dance, he just pull up my pants and do the rock away. Now lean back, lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on, I said my don't dance. Pull up a pants and do the rock away. Lean back, lean back, lean back. Come on.
Dizzy, it's a whiz eye. My arms stay breezy, the dawn stay fizz. I got a date at 8, I'm in the 740 fizz eye, and I just want a bike so I can ride till I die. With a action jacket, about to me and me. My squad in the club, with 2 men in the bouncers don't check and see me walk around the middle. And then we in the for a VIP section in the middle with a dance floor. Reckless check it, setting like my necklace started relaxing now. That's what the hell I call a chain reaction. See, money ain't a thing, still the same, but the flow just changed. Now we about to change the game.
Said my don't dance, just pull up a pants and do the rock away.
Hey, now lean back, lean back, lean back.
Lean back, come on.
Wagwan people, how you doing? How you doing?
Folk can fly through any weather now. See, haters get tight when you work some millions. That's why I sport the gym.
Yes, karibuni sana family.
Find your
Hope you guys are doing amazing.
out of Vegas.
I've missed you.
If I'm
The internet today is working.
squares at the
Thank Jesus.
for real, if you
Thank the Lord.
gonna hurt you, these
Hallelujah.
commercial. Even little bit on it up. B2K like that's what's up.
Yes, but karibuni sana.
About the rucker, man, fact, I don't want to speak about the rucker. Now,
Exactly 9 p.m.
this is my team.
Right in the 254.
Championship, come on.
What's the time on your end?
Pants and
How is your week?
now,
Apologies for the past 2 weeks we've been having issues with the connectivity.
lean back.
It's not any better.
Do
We are changing the
the rock.
we can't continue like this.
Lean back.
Literally.
Lean back. Come on. Yeah. Girls, BX Bird, squad. Big pun forever. Jump on.
Yes, and of course, Karibuni is our family. You guys are doing amazing. Welcome to another beautiful episode of the show. This is the media of the 21st century. In case you are here for the first time, welcome. My name is Joby, and of course, a quick shout out to everyone live with us on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, everyone live with us on TikTok, on our show page, and also on our radio station. Good evening, good afternoon, wherever the time is on your end. And on today's conversation, we talking or rather focusing on a conversation I had literally I wanted us to discuss on the and our connectivity was super bad, and this is us literally taking us back to history. And again, a quick shout to my co-host, that is Kamlesh. We were talking about some Slater Note yesterday on the show. Shout out to one who did manage to catch up with us live on TikTok. Shout out to Jason, John shout out to Mr. Blackwood Fire. We were having this conversation and we spoke on a lighter note, which also it was brought to my attention to know that actually the human zoos were, or rather existed so many countries. I thought of countries like, I know understanding the African history and colonization, there was that expectation, but I didn't know that this was actually like, this big. It was this big of a business, because that is what it seems, despite just what our people really went through. This benefited so much the white people. They made money out of it
Of
because it
course.
was a tourist attraction where our very own people were kept in zoos, fed bananas and bean seeds as animals, and it's such a sad situation. And if you try to look at literally the African continent today, we're struggling with neocolonialism, which is actively taking part and taking over in Africa. And we can't. I was saying earlier today on my show, we can't really afford to be smiling right now at the white people. Some of the things I keep on learning every single day really had to break me, being honest. Sometimes I come here, I try to control my emotions, because being a journalist at sea really is something I didn't know. It could be literally very tough. I didn't know admiring this role that I have and do today can also come up with so many mixed up emotions, and especially learning the truth. And I think journalists, because you have to actually hide your emotions behind you knowing the truth. So you have to actually report lies. I literally try and wonder, how do you feel you feeding and taking money of you reporting lies? It is just super, super crazy, because if I personally feel this affected sometimes reporting most of the things going on, or the truth that I really get into or in touch with, I try wonder that those who have been kept in a situation of you have to lie, and because you are in a situation of where there's no job opportunities, lack of employment, you have to literally feed and do that. It is so sad. But anyway, we shall be talking about that. Shall be going into that. Shall be going into that deep rattle, checking onto how many, because I've seen an article that was released, that was during the weekend, and shout out to Keith, he was sharing that with me, and also as Ed bumped into it as well. I saw that actually it is so many countries that did participate and were very active in putting our African people in zoos. We had Belgium, we had Britain, we had Spain, we had France, we had so many countries literally that are not mentioned. We had Belgium, and we were saying even yesterday, we were discussing this yesterday with Kamlesh. I feel like Belgium was the biggest main human zoo attraction, and we tried, even went back to the Belgium history of how they did, even how the Congolese themselves, the amount of things and masquerade they literally left in that country, and which they're still doing because it's still very active. So it was brought to my attention that that was during the weekend that we had the countries that had human zoos. We had Belgium, we had Britain, we had France, we had Austria, we had Spain, we had USA, we had Japan, we had Norway, we had Portugal, we had Switzerland, we had Germany, we had Italy, Denmark, and we had Netherlands. And literally, if you look at today, most of the African people, these are the countries that they are trying to run into. Today as we speak, historically, our people are trying to rush into these countries to seek for greener pastures. But we don't know even this part of the history and why we are not accepted there. What really
True.
happened to our ancestors, what it means me being there as an African person, what it means to a white person seeing me there. Why they call us monkeys, because I believe, like, and I've seen this being a culture shock to so many African people when they go outside and they're called monkeys. And
Exactly, yo.
you wonder, like, why is this happening? As much as we have that historical of Homo sapiens having sapiens, whatever. But still, there's that culture shock because it's not something you're used to. If you go to Tanzania, you're not gonna be called a monkey. We see each other, misunderstanding, maybe tourism and thing. We still see the same color and everything. So it is so sad to see that our African failed to protect us, to protect, to protect us, especially going outside to seek pleasures, to seek employment, to seek opportunities.
And remember, Joby,
Because
these
they
are
are
the
reading
people.
information.
And remember, Joby, these are the people that taught that said they brought God to you. They teach you. They taught you about God. Why they put in your why they put African children in zoos. They're godly.
Mhm. It is so sad. It is so sad, but that is what I'll be focusing on today. Majorly. Shout out to Frida, we are in the house. Nice to see you, amazing. Shout out to African Historic. Hope you're doing amazing as well. Before we get into all that and what is happening, I want to start with what is happening and coming from South. Who is the current expected puppet to be announced as president? And we're looking forward to that. But we have actually the first death record that has been announced today from South Africa of monkeypox. And that is the Mpox. Remember, that was last year, changed name from, if you understand what is really going on here, you're about to laugh. So they say that South Africa has
Exactly. You already know.
Mpox.
You already know. That what Damari was doing today. You was in the back room. Me and Damari was looking. I said, Damari, monkeypox is not what you think. There's other people that get monkeypox do a certain thing. Then he looked it up and started laughing. I said, yeah. Go ahead, Joby. Got the monkeypox, baby.
It's great. So they say that South Africa has recorded its first confirmed death from Mpox. The country's health minister has announced, and it comes from a 37-year-old man who died as a result of the virus on Monday after being admitted to a hospital in Gauteng province 3 days earlier, and that is still information given by the Minister of the Health in the country. And Mr. Mfala said that all 5 cases recorded in the country this year, another in Gauteng, that is the province, and the 3 in KwaZulu-Natal were classed as severe and required hospitalization. He said all were men aged between 30 and 39 and who had not been to other countries experiencing an outbreaks, and suggesting that the disease was being transmitted locally. Mpox, formerly called monkeypox, is a viral infection. Listen very carefully, okay? Mpox, formerly called monkeypox, is a viral infection transmitted through close contact. What type of contact? What type of contact? Why would they give us what type of contact this is? And of course, coming from South Africa, you understand what, and it's just men. It's amongst men. Come on.
Exactly.
You know what this is all about? You know what this is all about. But we blame the country. We blame people like Nelson Mandela for claiming they did fight for the right of the people, but we see the culture literally never stood up for the people. The culture was completely taken over by white people, and that is why we see practices of
that's why you got the young South. Why you see the young South Africans throwing. That's why you see the young South Africans throwing Nelson Mandela ass under the bus. Like, yeah, they don't got no reverence for his ass no more. That con game that white people gave about him. They don't believe none of that junk no more. You got it, Joby.
I didn't get. I don't know if I lost you or if you're still there, but yeah, it's crazy and okay, yeah. Personally, I'm glad to see that some people are connecting the dots, but South Africa is way far gone. You know, when you share the videos like what we were sharing the other time, our internet still being messed up. It is, you know, makes a whole lot of sense. These people know nothing best but the white people being on their faces. You know, they know nothing but white people just pointing fingers at them, blaming them actually for even being effed up. You know, it's bad when you can't even. It's bad when you don't know yourself, and where now your own oppressor start pointing fingers at you like you are the problem. You are the main problem. Let me save you. And this is why you see them actually accepting the white man to stand even for any political seat because they believe the white man
Yep.
can really save them. You know, make me think any
Yep.
better. South Africans in the building, probably, maybe. You know, make me think any better. I'd try reason better if anyone tried to challenge my mind. But what is stopping you from literally just calling out a white man for who they really are?
Do
It's
me,
crazy to see. I wish I
do,
really had a
do me,
voice. I wish I
do,
do
do me a
right
favor,
now.
Joby. Can you hear me,
No?
Joby? Do me a favor, Joby. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Do me a favor. Do they say images of South
Yeah, I can hear
African?
you. Okay, I can hear you.
Okay, pull this up. Say images of South African townships in Cape Town. No. Say images of townships in Cape Town, South Africa. Images. Maybe I just say images of townships all over South Africa. Now, these Africans and South Africans think that they're better than you. These Africans that live there, Joe, but think they're better than you. They say you want to come and get what they got.
Yeah, I remember. I remember us checking this. That was Monday. It was dictated. Error.
It's working. They said you other Africans
This is
are
another.
trying. They said
This
you
is
other
another.
Africans are trying to come in. That's all over South Africa, Joby. That's not just in one part. That's all over South Africa. They trying to say that you Africans are trying to come in and steal what they got right there.
Let me tell you,
He
it's not
is
okay
probably better
laughing
than that.
at our fellow African
I
people's
know.
problem because
I
that
know.
is not what I believe we could find.
I know, Joby, but I'm just
You
saying
know,
that's worse than
but
Kibera.
it is crazy. I understand. I understand kids talking
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Joby.
I think we're having a lag right now, but
We are.
it is crazy. You know, it is crazy when you try put your fellow African people down and you're in the same situation. That is basically
Exactly.
what South Africans are trying to show us right here. You know,
That's the craziness. That's what's crazy. They say other
why is
Africans are trying to break in and get what they
why
got.
is this even called a township? You know, I want to understand why is it called a township? Why is it a town? A town? What town? What? Where? Where? You know,
Hey,
come attack me with Nairobi. You know, that's a town. At least I know it's a town that's not being cleaned well. It just needs proper management. But what is that? What type of town? That is Kibera. Why you call that Kibera? Stop using
Joby,
phrases.
Joby,
People are so in your head
that's
that you're
even
misusing
worse.
phrases.
Joby,
Township.
that's even worse than Kibera. It's worse. It's worse. At least Kibera's got water somewhere.
I'm
Those
okay.
places don't got water than toilets.
If my man has to come from there, if my man has to come from there, unless his history is from there, you know, it's okay. We're going
Shit.
to revisit
That's
the
right. Shit.
history
You think
again.
you,
We'll
you
go
think
talk
you
about
think he
the colonization.
you think he's not gonna be happy to move to Kenya and be with you? Shit, he leaving tomorrow. Hey, when we leaving?
Uh-uh. My friend, take me where the beach at. You're not coming over my place. Take me where the beach at. Okay? You belong to where the beach at. Why can't we go there? Why do you need to come to Kenya? We're going to KwaZulu Natal, my friend. Stop playing with me. Stop it. Too mean. Ah, too mean. We're going to KwaZulu Natal. Huh? We need to go. We need to go. We need to go see all those oceans and everything. But anyway, as we get to move on, is about also Nigeria, and this is funny. And another day to laugh at our Africa and Africans. Something I was talking again about on Monday, where we don't realize that we have poor leadership and how it is so in our faces, especially with the age gap itself. We say age is just a number, but when it comes to politics in Africa, it's not just a number. These actually
You
it's not
guys say
just a
that crazy
number when
shit.
it comes to the African politics.
I don't say that.
It's something they are
You
doing on
you and
purpose.
Shimani you and Shimani say that crazy shit. I don't say age just a number.
Really?
You old, you old.
Age is just age, okay, age is just a number. Sometimes you might be old, but you are such a child. Like Tinibu right here. Come
Uh,
on. Like
okay, okay,
Museveni,
yeah,
you
okay.
know? You might be a
Okay.
Kagame. You might you might also be a yeah. Age is you might be also young and you're I don't wanna get into data, you know. Hey, age is just a number. Come on. Let's just stick to that. Age is just a number. You may be young and dumb, but still you may be young and clever. You may be old, wise, you may be old and dumb. Literally and dumb. Literally. That's what we see with the African puppets. But this information that I was just getting in that was getting this evening, and it's about Tinubu anniversary or the 25th years of democracy that is being celebrated in Nigeria, which of course we understand is very fake. But Tinubu could not even make it to him making a speech. He fell, you know. He fell. He literally slipped and fell over at his own event before he made that speech. So the reason why I'm talking about this, number one, is a pure presentation of how we have old people who do not reason and are not in the same bracket as the majority of the African people. Who are the youths? You know, we are being given leaders who are not in the same age bracket of the majority of the people who can make a change, the majority of the people who have many chances of innovation, many chances of literally making a difference. And that is what we can see from Tinubu. It's not the first time we've seen an African leader actually on the mainstream media pin on themselves. We saw that. And we hold a whole journalist, and I think it was the videographer who took that video. He was fired because of zooming in this a whole president pin on himself. That was the
Exactly. How you gonna
the
fire
South
me?
Sudan
How you
president, if
gonna
I'm not
fire
wrong.
me? How you gonna fire me for you peeing on yourself? You the one peeing on yourself. Shit.
You
You ain't
know?
gonna fire me.
Yeah, so exactly from the South Sudan president to Tinubu, and so many African leaders we've seen him sleeping, so many they attend that do not serve African people any purpose. It shows very well that requires a revolution. The youths, the call is upon us again. You know, you are there seated jobless, thinking that you being a Kikuyu, being a Igbo is gonna help you. Tinubu does not give a damn about that. And African people, again, until you understand that politics and tribalism is a trick used to keep us dama. They want to keep you so tribal, thinking and making you believe me being tribalistic is an achievement. It's not. Is how they're using it as a weapon to keep you actually isolated in your problems, thinking and dying an happy person. I was saying yesterday, and correct me if I'm wrong, to everyone who's in the building, especially the majority of the men. I was saying yesterday, if you try look at actually majority of the men in Africa globally, okay, African men globally, not even Africa, globally African men. I think personally, majority of men are unhappy souls, literally, okay. Because why? Number one, you're not only a target, but you are literally the main
Dominated.
pillar of this society, and you being a pillar of the society, they're trying to pin you down, okay, and they're trying to pin you down whereby you're not going to have a job opportunity, okay, you have a woman who has expectations of you, you have children, you have the society. And I was saying personally, I was viewing it from a society point of view, where I feel like men die unhappy souls because of the society expectation
Exactly. You're
and the
exactly
community
right,
expectation.
Joby. Exactly right. But you understand that. But most women say African men are weak and we're sorry and we're dominated. And what's wrong with us?
It's if you try currently I didn't June, it's a mental health where awareness of to men, mental health awareness to men. And I actually do support this so much, and there's an event coming. Personally, I'm looking forward if I can attend, and I'd love to speak literally my heart out for men. And I'm glad to understand that as much as I've had up a really messed up father, I really did pay attention to what he was going through being a father and a husband. I saw majority of the things. I couldn't maybe see behind the scenes of what is happening through in the bedroom, but what just in the naked eyes could tell me a lot. How they treat each other, how they respond to each other could tell me a lot. How he's gonna come to the house being treated is gonna tell it literally used to tell me a lot. And I could see, and I'm gonna have said this, my dad was and is a really hardworking man. I've never seen a day my dad could miss work. That is just being honest. Unless he's sick, and if he's super, super sick, he'll try his level best to try still be there, because at the end of the day, bills got to be paid. We have to go to school. The wife also needs to be provided for. But one thing I paid attention to is because his work did require much of his effort, whereby setting up his shop, like it did require a lot of effort, like him waking up early and all that. And I paid attention to how the wife was treating him. Okay. Maybe personally, I didn't, like I'm saying, didn't see what was going on behind the curtains, but this is how I believe when a man comes home, he's supposed to be treated. And I found myself, majority of the times, I used to do things that the wife is supposed to do. I'm not going to mention the simple things like, washing your husband's feet. It's crazy when women think this is like a dirty burden, but it's really not, just gonna be realistic. As for me,
Well, you're a good
I'm gonna
woman.
do
I
it.
don't know woman. Dang, you're a good woman. I never know
I'm
woman
gonna
gonna wash no man's feet.
apparently
My
I
wife,
used to
my
wash my
wife,
dad's
my
feet,
wife,
and
my wife never washed my
that is
damn feet. my, my wife, my wife never
yeah,
washed
that's
my
what I'm saying.
damn
Like
feet.
most of them are gonna see it as a bad thing. But for me, I used to, my dad, when he could come home, I'd make it like, I made it like, I think twice a month, a thing. I could wash his feet, cut his nails, because I saw like he also didn't have time because of being tired of taking care of himself. So I used to try at least my level best,
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah, that's what a
him.
woman's supposed to
As
be.
much as the and the opposite of it, you know.
Mhm.
I still did try appreciate
That was
him.
nice of you.
I got the opposite of everything,
Yeah,
you know.
that
And
was sweet.
personally,
He
I
he don't know he
observed
don't know
that
how lucky
a
he had
lot.
it. You don't know how good he had it. Shit. He thought it was in Uganda or some shit. Is this Kenya? He thought he was in Uganda with that kind of
Yeah,
treatment. Shit.
yeah. I could massage his feet because I know the whole day he's been standing, like so he's tired. So you just give him some massage of the feet, like him confronting him after he's eaten and everything.
Man,
Like
I ain't
for
never
me, it
got
used to be
I
like good and just like
I ain't
appreciating
never
my
got
father.
I,
But I'm
I
like,
ain't
at the
never
end of
got
the
no
day, I'm not
shit
the
like
one who's
that.
supposed to be doing this. Okay.
Yeah, the
At the
wife is.
end of the day, at the back of my
Uh,
mind, I'm like, this is not really my job. This is your wife's job. I'm gonna be very honest. Yeah, that was me. At the back of my head, I'm like, This is not my work. This is your wife's job. Okay, this is literally none of my job because she's she's a stay-at-home baby girl, like whatever she called herself. She was a stay-at-home
Yeah,
woman. So why wouldn't you
right.
literally take care of your own husband when he comes at home? Like, what does it really cost you being romantic? What does it really cost you? And that's why I was saying men really die unhappy creatures because reciprocation, I think, also on both ends. And talking about what we were talking about earlier, we have so much trauma as African people to where we don't even know how to pass love, literally. And there's a time we're talking about this on the culture show. Where did the black love go? This is literally where it comes from. We have so much trauma as African people. Like it, agree to disagree, but personally, this is what I feel. And I've seen this from just what I've seen, majority of the relationships of the people I've grown up with, we have so much trauma, generational trauma, because we never received love. And majority, especially men specifically, suffer the most because for women we expect to be loved, and that is just our expectations. Like, if it's not given, F it, you're either gonna walk away or majority of the times women are gonna walk away. It's we expect to be just love, we expect to be just baby girl. But for men, I feel like society expectation is you're supposed to give and give and give. But when do you receive? That's my question. When do you get to receive? When do you get to feel appreciated as a man? When do you get to get appreciated for doing what you do as a husband, as a father? Because women, we tend to expect more but give less. But personally, I believe I'm a different girl. I believe that you can change my mind because I believe I'm a different person. That's it. That's just it. I believe I'm a different person. But just shifting the whole direction and everything. Shout out to Frida Media. Shout out to Lamin Jamin. Shout out to Osto Mel. I see Mel saying, "Ain't nobody disagreeing with that." And they're saying, "I've seen the school system. It is crazy. The school system is crazy." And make me understand on what level are you asking that question from? But it's crazy. It's crazy. But I don't believe the school system taught us to either not appreciate our men or not. This was an African cultural thing. It doesn't come from, you know, it doesn't come. It has to come from you as a person. If that's who you are, that's who you are. Am I wrong, Keith? You know, if that's who you are, that's who you are. If you really do treat women good, that's who you are. If you treat men good, that's who you. If you are a bad person, you're a bad person. That's what I do
That's true.
believe.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But
that's true. Because most
yeah.
women in the world don't think like you, Joby. Most women ain't washing nobody's feet. I ain't never got my feet washed, not once. Not for my wife, not for my daughters,
I'm
not never.
not not from your daughters even.
Hell no. Hell no, they never wash my
Man,
feet.
man,
Hell
I don't
no.
know.
Hell no.
Mm,
Hell no. Wash my
well,
feet.
I don't know.
And
Well, personally, I believe I'm a high believer of. I'm, I don't know if it's because of not growing up with love. I have never given up in love, whether in friendship, whether in.
that's
I'll
always
just
good.
give my all. Okay, however you're gonna receive
Well,
it,
we say no. You
like
can't say you didn't grow up in
that's
love
just me, and
because
that's
you,
just
because you
don't look
got
like that.
love from your mother. You can't say you didn't grow up in love. Your mother gave you a lot of love. You just it's just that she passed
I
on
did,
early,
I,
so you can't say
I
you
did,
didn't
but I
get no
didn't
love.
grow close to my mom. I really,
I know.
I did, but I really didn't also grow really close to my mom like that, like really, really close,
Okay.
because we had like some of my
Okay.
lifetime was we were parted. We were not really that
Yeah.
close. But yeah, I did receive love. I did, but with my father it was
I
different.
got
With
you.
my father it was whole different. But anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, but as we get to the conversation, going back to now, the human zoos conversation, like I was saying earlier, I didn't know that we had human zoos, these countries that I had seen mentioned right here. We had Belgium, which is actually the biggest, I believe, the biggest that did succeed in this,
Biggest zoo? I thought they were.
how do I call it, in this
I,
history, you know. We also
I don't
had
know who had the
Britain.
biggest zoo. You had Britain, you had Belgium, you had France, you had Germany, you had Denmark, you had the Netherlands, you had Spain. So I don't know who was the biggest.
Um,
Say it again, Joby.
so we had Belgium, we had Britain,
Mm-hmm.
Spain. Yeah, we had Spain, we had USA, we had Japan, we had Norway, we had Portugal, we had Switzerland, we had Germany, which is one of the countries. These people kept people as human zoos, and they have the audacity of saying foreigners get out. Oh my god. Oh my god. African people, oh my god, I can't wait to see revolution in Africa, being honest. And if I'm gonna be alive to see all this, if I'm not gonna see African people being mad and literally traumatizing white people, I don't know what rage you literally learned from this history. Because there's no way you're gonna be telling me foreigners get out, get out. And I can't understand this type of history right here. Not because humans and you are in my country. What you mean? Oh my god. Oh my god. Let me keep it down. Let me keep it down. We also had Italy. Oh, which is one of the Netherlands. No. But apparently it's sad again today. And I'm gonna be using South Africa as an example right now. Till I'm tired. We've been using Nigeria as an example. But South Africa, you know, it's crazy to see when you have a South African or an African person telling you that, you know, me being a friend with a white man is none of your business as an African person. You know, it is crazy. It is so crazy hearing your own fellow African person telling you it's none of your concern. You've been concerned about their own history. It's not even their own history. You're literally concerned about your own history. It's crazy that the fact that we've not understood African people, you know, that we were once connected and we had none of these borders. And this is why it's sad again
Yep.
to see a South African being mad about me as a Kenyan, being concerned about my own history. It's not your history, baby girl. It's my
Exactly.
history.
Exactly.
You know, that's the thing with me. It's my history. You know,
Yep.
it's my history. Sometimes I hate the fact that I really have to shed tears. Sometimes bringing shows here. I'm like, how did this trigger me? I'm like, oh, this really triggered me. And then one got to talk moronic, saying business. No way. Hell no. Unacceptable. So unacceptable. Shout out to Tashley. Karibu sana. Hope you're doing amazing. But let me share this video right here as we get to continue and see what are some of the dirty hidden secrets in this.
Live human beings were put on display. These were human zoos.
Bigger of eye than the average yellow or red or black.
Human zoos taught the public that race
Okay, I'm back. What do you mean racism was scientific? That is what they were trying to tell African people. Racism is, what do you mean racism is scientific? Oh my God.
Do all that from the you know all that from the vaccines, Joe. They
Okay.
said black people were stupid and dumb. That's their fake science. That's their fake science.
Come again,
It's
Keith.
a lie. They were saying that it was scientific and that black people were no more than monkeys and
I lost you
stupid.
over there. I don't know if you can hear me, but
I hear you. I hear you.
or black.
Go ahead. Don't worry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Don't worry. Just go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
human zoos taught the public that race
Oh my
scientific wrote in the story of the human zoos and their legacy, buried by history until now. Story can be pieced together. His name, Otter Benga. He was a singer with Parliament, America's greatest racist, and the author of Hitler's favorite book. But Otter Benga's journey to the human zoo would begin with the explorer, Samuel Phillips Werner. Beginning
okay, I'm back. My internet logged me out. Let me go back. This video.
Well, he was very adventurous. Some thought it was to such an extreme that perhaps he was a little daft or crazy or a little bit like many of the Werner family have been over the years. He saw the pygmies as people who were very close to nature and had a wonderful knowledge of who ate what and how they could cure diseases with various concoctions and how to poison an elephant. You realize a single pygmy could bring down an entire bull elephant single-handedly. I don't think that any of us could do that.
in 1903, Werner got his chance to show pygmies to the world. They just offered to pay him to bring pygmies to America.
17.
If he pulled off the feat, it could catapult Werner in.
Okay.
to the A-list of famous explorers, next to Stanley and Livingston. But first, he had to meet his employer's list of demands.
Here we go. Here we are. What is to be procured? Quite a list. Werner was actually thinking he could do this.
But Werner's amazing adventure was not unique. A century ago, before we could travel the world as tourists, the only way we could witness how other races is to visit an ethnic show or human zoo, with live specimens that explorers had brought back for our entertainment.
We're talking about millions of people going to see these shows when they're at their peak in terms of scale, in terms of cost, in terms of the amount of investment that's going into them.
This was a business, in short.
Human zoos were such a big draw that every major city had to stage one. Some of the most spectacular were in Paris, Chicago, Hamburg, and London. In 1924, King George V and Queen Mary inspected the live exhibits at the British Empire exhibition at Wembley. Everyone wanted to be in on the act.
Sometimes it's initially people on ones to hers taking a dinner.
Exhibits became ever more extravagant. Eventually, explorers' tales were brought to life by recreating entire villages.
Originally, often you just get, for example, a show within a local theatre. You go along for a couple of hours. Whereas by the later 19th century, you can have like a team, they're constantly on display.
Keith, can you hear my video?
What'd you say,
It was
Joby?
called Savage
What'd you say?
South Africa.
They said something to me.
The natives were so keen, they stepped off the boat at Southampton docks. By the time they made their ask,
and it's very, very much in the vein of spectacular visual entertainment.
in the end,
Can you hear my video, Keith?
Yeah, I hear it. I hear Joby. I hear it. Yes.
Oh, okay.
South Africa causes quite a stir because at one point, and from going into Earl's Court, because there's their native.
Scientists also get their beginning to study humankind in scientific terms. This new science of anthropology saw human zoos due to they could study all of the races in one place. One of the first American anthropologists spotted the potential of human zoos and said selling the biggest and most popular human zoo ever. More specimens than any other. His name was William McGee.
Ambitious individual, but he is also one of the greatest, most well-known scientists of the last century.
I told you, all the science is fraudulent, Joe. That's what I told you.
Human zoo
they
would be more
were trying to prove that they were the
spectacular.
superior people. They were trying to prove that they were the most
Look
superior
into-
people when they were not.
Point
They were the most savage.
No race reason. Fleet I am far more enduring of
Come again.
I said there's science. That's what I told you. Never trust their science. Their science is all based in lies. Their science is about them pretending that they're better than everybody. Their science is based on quackery. Their science has always been based on white supremacy. White people being over everybody. And we know that's a lie, but that's what their science. That's where you get the eugenics movement, Joby. They're now trying to BACCINE everybody through their fake ass science.
Okay. Shout out to Ikan Fire who says, I look for Sarah Batman in South Africa. Let me try pull this one. There was even a Bronx Zoo that is in New York. God damn. Okay.
Of course.
You undoubtedly would have found yourself at the exhibit of Ota Benga. He did want to go home to see his wife and kids again. Tragically, Benga fate was about the heartbreaking station of any human being. A man torn from his home, his wife and children. It was how cruel people can be to each other, and how important it is to treat everyone with kindness and respect, no matter where they come from or what they look like. Also,
I'm saying no matter what they look like.
Yes, ma'am.
Because
My
if
name
you
is Keith.
we
I'm driver
won't
for
care
AAA Cooper.
about the race,
I was calling to give
when
you
they
guys a
care
heads
about
up.
the
Got
race,
some doors
and that's
coming
where
your
we
way.
go wrong.
It's supposed to be Bright
Pardon?
Farms. I want to say it's 8178 Hawkins Road, Macon, Georgia. Yeah, purchase order number I have is P320
Subscribe
017
to help
780.
the channel grow. Your support means a lot to us. Oda Benga's story depicting a black man being, but it was
Yeah, that is Kate, I think. Talking over on the phone. Let me know if you guys can see my screen. This one with me.
Park USA in 1906. You undoubtedly would have found yourself at the exhibit him food, poked at him, taunted him, Oda Benga, a man who did no wrong, being caged in a zoo and displayed like an animal and subjected to the worst form of humiliation of any human. Important it is to treat everyone with kindness and respect, no matter where they come from or what they look like. Also, as a way of supporting our efforts, hit the like button of the video, share and subscribe to help the channel grow. Your support means a lot to us. Oda Benga's story depicting a black man being kept in a zoo is tragic, but it was not unique. In the 20th century, human zoos were a thing. Until 1958, people from non-European cultures were forcibly taken from their homelands and displayed in human zoos, where they were treated like animals, with a belief of what were human, and treated them as an inferior race that needed guidance from the whites to get civilized. It was during the 19th century, with the creation of race and the European and American colonization of Africa, Asia, and the cruelty. Human zoos became, but also for Jim Crow and segregation in the United States and apartheid in South Africa. In America, the treatment of black people like animals was common towards the end of the slave trade. Former mayor of Bridgeport, Connecticut, P.T. Barnum, kept a blind and almost completely paralyzed.
So you see this, Joby showing you, this is worldwide. This is African people globally. African people treated like this globally. Go ahead, Joby. Well, I think I lost Joby.
Joy.
African people treated like this globally.
Death. He had claimed was 161 years old, and when she died in 86, Barnum sold exhibitions of black people were found in Germany in the 1870s, and due to their popularity, quickly spread all over Europe and into the United States. The World Fair in Paris in 1889 brought the Eiffel Tower to the world, but it also had on display the Negro Village, which featured over 400 people captured during France's colonial exploitations in Africa. In 1904, the World's Fair in St. Louis had an even larger collection of humans from all over the world. It was an event at the fair was created in the 19th century in order to justify slavery and colonization. Scientists proclaimed that there was a human hierarchy, and people with darker complexions were placed at the bottom of this hierarchy. A Harvard professor of zoology proclaimed in 1873 that black people were a subhuman. This belief fueled the idea that white people were superior, and because of their superiority, It was the burden of the white man to teach civilization to our little brown brothers, as President William Howard Taft used to describe Filipinos. This became primary colonization of the Philippines and Hawaii. As a result, it became in American and European societies well into the 20th century and even beyond World War II. One of the early proponents of putting people in zoos, ethnographic displays, as they were known then, was Samuel P. Verner, a minister from South Carolina and self-proclaimed explorer. It was Verner who had taken to the habit of physically kidnapping people in Africa and bringing them to the United States to rent out or sell to zoos. The exhibit at the World's Fair in St. Louis in 1904 had many African people supplied by Verner. Verner cloaked his money-making enterprise in religion, as he was a minister and missionary, giving these primitive people a taste of civilization was his justification. Verner took advantage of the complete
My internet is buffering a lot.
was one of those people. As a member of the Mbuti people, Ota, his people were, most of whom were used as forced laborers in the extraction and exploitation of Congo's massive supply of rubber. Banga's wife and 2 children were slaughtered. He survived because he was on a forced publicity, who were commonly referred to as pygmies in the West. How Verner came to acquire Banga is not well known, as Verner's story changed many times. Most likely, Ota Benga was purchased from human traffickers. Benga was then brought to the United States and at the St. Louis Fair, along with other people taken from Africa by Verner. The Louisiana Purchase Exposition had already begun. Paper account promoted Benga as the only genuine teeth were worth the 5 cents he charges for showing them to visitors. Benga accompanied Verner when he returned the other Africans to the Congo. He briefly lived amongst the Batwa while continuing to accompany Verner on his African adventures. He would marry a Batwa woman who later died of snake bite, but little is known of this second marriage. Verner to the United States. Verner later took Benga to the Bronx Zoo in 1906. William Hornaday, director of the zoo, initially enlisted to help maintain the animal habitats. However, Hornaday saw that people took more
I got my niggas here.
notice of Benga than the animals at the zoo. And he eventually created an exhibition to feature Benga. In 1906, he was then displayed under a sign that said "Missing." Headlines, most of them inured to his plight. For the Black American clergymen in the USA at the time, the sight of one of their own housed with monkeys was startling evidence that in the eyes of their fellow Americans, their lives didn't matter. A report would read, "Bushman shares a cage with Bronze Park apes," then hailed by the Brooklyn Eagle as one of the most eloquent Negroes in the country boarded a train to the zoological gardens, the Bronx Zoo. At the Beaux-Arts style props, they cage in the company of Dohang, the orangutan. The Meninga failed, the sign stoked.
Hi, Deputy Governor. Nice to see you. Like, doing great. Okay.
Founding director and curator defended the exhibition on the grounds of science. I am giving the exhibition purely as an ethnological.
Trying to kill me. It's buffering a lot. Let me just share it again.
No, that's gonna be nothing. Shit. That'd be my phone again.
Left the park vowing to take up the matter the next day with the city's mayor. But their complaint did catch the attention of the New York Times, whose editors were dismayed that anyone might protest, staying low in the human scale. And the suggestion that Benga should be in a school instead of a cage ignores the high probability that school would be a place of torture to him. The idea that men are all much alike except as they have had or lacked opportunities for getting an education of books is now far out of date. Benga's exhibition on the hallowed grounds of the New York Zoological Gardens was not mere entertainment. It was educational. They believed Benga belonged to an inferior species. Putting him on display in the zoo promoted the highest ideals of modern civilization. This view had, after all, been espoused by generations of leading intellectuals. Louis Agassiz, the Harvard professor of geology and zoology, who at the time of his death in 1873 was arguably America's most venerated scientist, had insisted for more than 2 decades. The dominant force of these ideas, embedded in science, history, government policies, and popular culture, would render Benga's discomfort and humiliation in a monkey house cage incomprehensible to the vast majority of those who witnessed it. Worse yet, Benga left no written account of his own life, and others have since filled the gap with denials, conspiratorial silence, half-truths, and even flagrant deception. By Sunday, the 16th of September, a week after his debut, Benga, and when he was cornered, some people poked him in the ribs or tripped him, while others merely laughed at the sight of a frightened pygmy. In self-defense, House, Hornaday wrote to Werner on Monday, the 17th of September, to complain. He has been so fully exploited in the newspapers and so much in the public eye, it is quite inadvisable for us to punish him. For should we do so, we would immediately be the bull. He tried to bring him back to the monkey house. Hornaday's star attraction was turning into a liability. I see no way out of the dilemma. The crowd invaded the park. He walked through the woods.
I should have lowered the
That you could do it. No, you could do it just, it's
Across
just
the
his
country,
internet.
newspaper
His internet's
headlines
acting up.
reveled in Benga's sneers. Miles away, the Los Angeles Times covered the issue 23rd of September. Under the headline, New York, another self-described African, John F. Vane.
Come again, Keith.
I said there's nothing you can do about it, just this internet. We get rid of this internet. This internet just bad. This is what it is.
Headline, what is Ota Benga? Vane Tempest said that on the basis of his experience, Benga was actually a Southern African Hottentot and claimed to have conducted Benga in the tongue of the Hottentots.
Remember they call African women
According to Vane
Hottentots.
Tempest,
Pause it. Remember they call African women Hottentots because of their bodies. African women have bigger what? Posteriors, bigger butts. So that means they were Hottentots because the white woman, his body is shaped like a gorilla. It's straight, it's flat. A black woman's butt is shapely, so they call it a Hottentot. This is how fucked up in the head these white Europeans are. A Hottentot because, you know, black women have bigger posteriors. A Hottentot. That's their science. That's the science called women Hottentots. That's their science. And the funny part about it, they tried to mimic that same African butt with their goopy dresses later on. Go ahead, Joby.
The Kim Kardashians. So.
Exactly. Hottentot.
Faction with his captivity. He liked the white man's country where he was treated as a king, had a cozy room, a splendid room, up to few wives. This preposterous account was nevertheless presented as a straightforward news story. In this midst of this free-for-all, Reverend Matt Times, to rebel against the Negro race, made such a thing possible in this country, Gilbert said. I have had occasion to travel abroad, and I am confident that such a thing would not have been tolerated a day in any other civilized country. On the 26th of September,
I'm zealous.
Payments to permit visitors to enter Benga's sleeping quarters. The unnamed inspector visited Benga, whom he found clad in a khaki suit and a soft gray cap. He noted Benga's boyish appearance and described him as a native whose visitors blend resistance. When handlers tried to return him to the cage, he would bite, kick, and fight his way free. On at least one occasion, he was also unsettled by the unruly mobs that chased and taunted Ota Benga. Exasperated, Hornaday attempted to reach Werner, who had inexplicably left the city. The boy must either leave here immediately or be confined, Hornaday said in a letter to Werner. Without you, he is a very unruly savage. But as much as he wished to unload Benga, Hornaday refused to release him to orphanage unless Gordon promised to return him to Werner upon his return to New York. Gordon would not agree.
Back, Joby?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Right. Yeah, you're good. We probably can wait to do this again when it would change the internet. 'Cause it's not audible. Not able to share what you want to share. Because what you share with this is really good. We're not able to really share it in full. It's supposed to be shared because internet is just too damn bad.
Yeah, I see.
There's
That
always
is
things.
Babyland done outside the box. Karibu Sana. He says get an Ethernet code to stop buffering versus a wireless live stream. Well, we're gonna change the internet, so don't worry. We're gonna be fixing everything very soon. And he also says that the show is good and the knowledge uh is still good though. Thank you. Shout out to Time Speed, Karibu Sana. Joe Mosquito on TikTok, Amani to you too. Welcome to the conversation. But yeah, this
That's
personally,
the,
when I try to look at what we're
that's
being
the that's
shown,
the African that's the African internet there, Babylon Don. Too easy. Good, Joe.
yeah, what are we trying to be shown here, and what I learned from this, I feel like these were when we had the white people after them being discovered, of course, from the caves and everything. It's like they now are trying to do a test on us, the indigenous people on the caves. You know, that is after them taking control of everything. I feel like they were trying to test us, you know, by putting us on zoos to see if we're going to have the same type of behavior as them. I feel like personally, I don't know. That is what I picked from that. I feel like that is what they were trying to do. They kept our people in the zoos to observe our behaviors to see if they were similar to theirs, which is nothing
Nah,
close to them because they do have animal.
nah. That's not what they were. That's not what they
No,
were doing.
that's
They were doing that because
that is
that was
not
the
what it.
that. Well, that's not why they did it, Joby. According to you, is wrong. They, they weren't doing it for that. They
Uh,
were doing it. They were doing that because they're psychopaths. They were doing that because that was their. They wanted to proclaim their dominance because now their brutality has now run them the world. Their savagery has now won them top dog on the planet. Their savagery. So they wanted to prove that they were actually civilized people.
Keith,
Go ahead, Joby. Go ahead. What? What?
okay,
Go ahead.
okay. I get that, but just a little bit of a theory, okay, and you can agree to disagree as well, but let's look at it this way, okay? You are, let's assume you are just someone who came from out of nowhere, okay, let me say from the village. You're seeing this object for the first time. You've never seen this kind of object, and this object actually can do many things, okay? It's not just an object, okay? This object has powers of healing. This object can actually fly. This object is connected to the universe. Like,
They didn't.
it's not just an object to you, okay? You see this object. Let me give it. Let me, okay, this is a theory. You know, you come from the village, you see this object, you see it's doing various things, and you have none of those capabilities. And because understanding, like you said, they are psychopaths, you know, they are animalistic, because that is what we know them from their nature. They ain't humans. Like, they come from, the animals. They have animal genetics, and you come now meet, this object which is behaving totally different from you, okay? And it has everything that you don't have. And apart from that, you can see, let's go back to the powers that you also don't have. So I feel like that's
They
what I'm
don't know
saying.
nothing
I feel
about those.
like
Yeah,
the main
they don't
reason,
know
as much
nothing
as they
about
were
your powers.
trying to look,
They don't know nothing about your powers back then, Joby.
do come on, they do. When they stole our when they stole, so you want to tell me this was not happening
They
after
were.
them stealing
That
the
was the same
arts and
time.
crafts from
Artifacts.
Africa?
Yeah. Artifacts.
This
That's
was
arts and
when it was
crafts. Joby.
happening or
Artifacts.
after? Was
Yes.
this when
That's why. That's why it was happening. But they
okay,
didn't.
whatever.
They was. That's why they. That's why they were stealing it. Yeah. That's why. Yeah. That's at the same time. They didn't know anything yet. They were studying all that shit. They didn't know anything about what it is and what it does, what it doesn't do. They didn't know anything yet. They
And
were
that's what I'm
studying.
saying. And that's what I'm saying. And that's why exactly I'm saying. Part of them studying after them stealing our, everything, our resources, literally stealing everything from Africans and taking our people to the zoos. As
They were
much as
taking
they're saying
those.
that they were trying
They
to
were taking those
proclaim their
resources.
dominance or
They
their
were taking.
dominant.
They were taking those resources
Let
because
me
those were
finish.
rich. Go ahead, Joby.
I mean,
Go ahead.
so I feel like personally, the main reason they kept as much as it was all about proclaiming dominance and them being dominant, I feel like they were trying to also observe African people, and you can agree to disagree again, which they still do. They observe us by stealing our organs, body organs. Why are they so much in need of our body organs? If it's not about you trying to understand who I am as an African person, what my
It keeps them
melanin
alive.
ability of.
They just don't steal them. They steal those organs to put them in their body. They already know what they do now. And that's when your organs observe. They steal those organs and now use them.
So I feel personally at that time they were doing the same thing, trying to, since they came from the cave. This is my understanding from what I've seen and trying to understand what this was all about. I feel like since they came from the cave, and the fact that they have been trying to put the history on their own narrative, whereby we are the ones who came from the animal genetics and everything. I feel like this was for their own observation. It was not just a money making scheme. It was not just all about dominance of power. It was also about kind of observing if we also had type of the same behaviors as them. I don't know if you're getting me, but that is what I'm trying to understand from here. I feel like they were trying to observe Africans if we also have the same behaviors as them. They do have the animal genetics, okay, which we know.
They didn't know
like
that.
us, them keeping Africans in this.
They didn't know that then.
Not just some money.
They didn't know that yet back then, that they had animal genetic shit, Joey. They didn't know that then. They just now found that in the last 50 years. That's almost 200 years ago. They didn't know that then. They didn't know yet. They didn't know they came from animals yet. They thought they were the most superior people. They didn't know nothing about the animal genetics.
I give you a very simple theory. You didn't understand my theory at all.
I did. I just agree.
Simple theory. You didn't get it, but it's okay. You find this toy, okay? This toy. You've never seen this toy. You see this toy for the first time, okay?
You're going to keep trying to explain it. Okay, Joey.
It works in different ways. You're not going to be curious or see this. Come on. It is the same,
I said they were looking at you out of curiosity, but they were proclaiming their dominance. They were proclaiming their dominance.
I don't want to get another dab from
They were proclaiming their dominance because they said we can put you in a damn zoo. That's their dominance.
Okay.
The dominant said we can be inhumane
Not
through
gonna
our
argue
power.
on that. I don't
They were proclaiming their dominance and their power over Africa. In a zoo and observe you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Simple as that.
Wow. Wow. Shout out to white people again. Shout out to white people again and again and again and again. It's the fact that they never gave up. It's the fact that they still continue to do it. It's the fact that it's just it's crazy. Shout out to white people, man. Like, how brutal can you be? You know? Ah man, Pastor, I'm not gonna cap. Like Kamlesh, I do admire the way I just admire how it's just the mindset, like I don't wanna be like that, but it's how crazy you can be. Like, how did you manage to come up with all that? Like, it's crazy. It is so crazy. Oh my god, you can't make it up. It is you can't. And this would all make, I feel like this is why in the Bible, in Revelations, we are told, shout out to them for also writing the Bible. This is why we're told
Right, yeah.
when I think it's in Revelation, they were saying people are going to start to discover the truth to the point where they're going
True.
to be throwing themselves on the balconies, killing themselves. And I feel like that is what is happening, or what is
Well,
going to
that's what
happen
the
to most of the African people.
that's what the
Because
that's what the revelation means.
the
Awakening.
lies, oh my god.
That's what apocalypse. That's what a revelation means. An awakening. That's what apocalypse. All that shit means an awakening. And a lifting of the veil. Lifting of the veil. What happened, Joby? What's so funny?
Shout out to Big Cheese.
What did he say?
Shout out to Big Cheese. Big Cheese says I'm looking at Joby's theory. Like I was looking at the 10,000-year-old math problem. Those two black girls solved. Like, what the?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Accept my theory. My theory is a very simple one, very simple. That's a very simple theory. You find a toy. Personally, when I used to get toys I'm gonna be very curious about those toys. Do you remember when personally for us,
We're not saying that.
parents would buy you like
We're not saying that white people. We're not saying that white people we're not curious about black people. Why would they still be curious? They've been around black people since they stole them from Africa. Years before that, they've been around black people.
I get that. The question of why would they still be curious? I'm not going to answer that, but I'm trying to explain the fact that you're saying that they didn't know they came from the human genetics, and that's what I'm trying to tell you, Keith.
Yeah,
It's like
they
getting
didn't know
a
that
new
yet.
toy, okay? You're gonna find what this toy does. Like, is this toy at me?
I agree. Okay, so you say they look at the African as a toy. They say, what does this African do? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, I feel like that is what they were trying to observe. Since they have the animal genetics, they had animalistic behaviors. We taught them a lot. We told them how to clean, bathe, everything, literally everything, civilization. So I feel like from all that, which also shook them, I feel like they were shook, coming to figure out you have these people who have everything. They are blessed. They can do this and this and this and this. The fact they understand, I have the power to keep you in a zoo. It's not like I don't have the power to keep you in a zoo, but I want to observe, do you have the type of behaviors I have as a caveman? Because I am a caveman, okay? I also don't know me. You taught me to understand myself. So who are you? That is what I'm trying to say. Who are you?
A lot of them.
Try to understand
their science wasn't advanced enough to know that they were a caveman yet, Joby. A lot of them didn't know they came from the caves yet. They didn't know there was a cave. Some of them did, not all of them. All of them didn't know there was a caveman yet, Joby. All right. They agree to disagree.
I still disagree.
You got your own mind. They agree to disagree.
Karibu Sana says, tell them White Fox. Hey, Keith, I agree. Jason says, tell them white folks, let's have a stand in the direct sunlight contest. I know that's right. You know, type of observation. Thank you, Jason. You know, type of observation. I can't stand in the light. I'm gonna keep you in a zoo where people can see you the whole day you burning under the sunlight. So I wanna see, you know, are you gonna get burnt slightly? Do you need a sunscreen?
I'm sure they looked
Type
at.
of things.
I'm sure they look. I'm sure they looked at some of that stuff.
Simplified
Joey.
everything for me. Thank you. Literally, you know, I'm gonna put you under the sunlight the whole day. See if you do require a sunscreen or not.
I'm sure they were. I'm sure they were observing. I'm sure they were observing some shit, Joby. I didn't say they wasn't observing some shit, Joby. I didn't say that. I'm saying that wasn't their main reason.
Thank you. At least now we're getting on the same page. Thank you. Thank you. So I also see Juba Jaba in the building. Karibu sana. Hi to you too. Nice to see you. You also say Jason says shout out to White Fox, low birth rates. I know. You know, another reason for you to observe me. You know, I can give birth to 10, 12, 20 babies if I want to, because I'm an African woman. My woman, okay, my own race, can't even give 5 babies. 2, she's tired and already knocked out. Come on, I want to observe your woman, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give my child to breastfeed you. Come on, like, oh my god. White people are so brutal. Oh my god, it's so crazy. So crazy. It's so crazy. Jabba also says 53 years old, I've never sunburnt. You know, and then make me understand, Jabba. You are a new object. I want to try to observe you. I've been getting sunburns wearing sunscreen my whole life. What are you? Who is this? You know, I'm gonna try to do science. I'm gonna try to observe you very well. Jibba also says I'm out in the sun now. Feels great, and it feels great. Just it does feel good. I hate cold personally. I've said that a couple of times. I'm not a fan of cold. You know, catch me sleeping in a whole blanket and 10 of them. I'm not gonna be freezing in cold. You know, I don't like that. I don't like that. But yeah, shout out to our White Fox. It's just the crazy, like I was saying, I love the fact that I admire how they've been able to dominate, you know. But at the same time, I love and I can't wait to see when Africans, you know, have the rage and then we dominate. You know, I'd really love to see it. I'd really love to see it. Like, I can't wait to see Africans dominating. You know, I've seen the African youths dust. You know, when it comes to, I'll give simple example: scamming. Shout out to Nigerians. You know, theft, the streets.
I gotta be just,
you know,
I just gotta be Nigerians all the time. I thought it gotta be just Nigerians all the time.
Come on, you know, it is our number one. They are our number one representatives. You know, we love our brothers. You know, we love our brothers. But I've seen each African youth can have in so many different ways. So you can imagine if we can take and focus all this rage on the same people who have been lying to us, you know, feeding us all these lies. This, whatever. If I saw that in Kamlesh yesterday, I never thought I could see Kamlesh even being broken, like feeling all remorseful. You know, he's always like all gangster. You know, it's not to him.
I was just feeling. Who you guys? Were you guys in the office?
Today, you know.
Were you guys in the office or something? What happened? Where'd you guys see all this damn stuff about the zoo canvas? What happened? Where you guys at? I said, where were you guys at? Were you guys on the show yesterday, or were you guys?
It was on TikTok. It's the same thing you shared with me on TikTok, right? You had shared with me.
Yeah.
On TikTok.
Yeah.
It was on TikTok. You saw an article of the zoos and everything, because TikTok, it's not about videos. You can post also articles and everything. So you saw an article of the 7-year-old who was kept in the Belgium zoo, how people used to throw bananas at him and everything. And then he went to Belgium history in Congo, where Belgium, that is under the command of Leopold, where they did actually hang a 7-year-old boy because the father did not produce enough wheat for them. So it was really hard, and it's crazy. Yeah, it really hurts, you know. And that's the type of rage. You really feel the pain. That's why
you're not taught none of that. That's why you're not taught none of that in African schools. Nowhere. That history is completely erased from the African schools because the rage would be so much. It'd be instant revolution in Africa. Instant revolution.
Exactly. You're supposed to have so much anger, so much rage for all these lies, thinking and living in hopes. Because if you try to look at religious, politics, education, it's always given hopes, you know. Finish education, hope for a better job. Pray, the kingdom is in heaven. Politics, any other coming leader is going to give you a better life.
Isn't it funny, Joey? See, this was white supremacy worldwide because they putting black people in America in them zoos. They're putting black people in Africa in them zoos all throughout Europe. This is African people globally. Globally. They think they can put them in a zoo. New York, the Bronx. What happened?
Jibba says Indians are. Jibba says Indians are master online scammers.
They agree with you. Exactly right. Exactly. For the Nigerians. Exactly. For the Nigerians, the Indians are 10 times worse than scammers. Ten times as worse. Hello, may I help you? Hello, have a good day. I want to know about your taxes, sir. Can I help you, sir?
Indians are actually psychopaths. Indians are psychopaths. Indians are crazy. Jibba says, Joby, that's where the carnival dunk tank originated. They put one of us on a bench and throw shit till we fell in the tank. God damn.
Yeah, you know, that is, but that, see if you can look for that. See if you can look that up, Joby. I can find it on YouTube, say,
carnival dunk
tank. A dunk tank. What they would do is, to a black child, and they would throw a baseball at his head or at the button, and it would drop him in a tank. Say black people get dunked in dunk tanks. I just gotta do an image. Since it's in there so bad, you probably gotta do an image. Say black kids get dunked in dunk tank. That's what they would do you. This European is savage.
Yeah.
This is the same one bring your religion, talking about some Jesus while he got you in a zoo. This same motherfucker talking about you some kind of Jesus, bringing some fake ass religion when they put your ass in a zoo. And you got black people still following this stupid ass shit today. Same motherfucker putting you in a human zoo is bringing you God. Yo, get your ass out of here.
Crazy.
Feed you the gay. Every right. They put you in a zoo. They just put you in a zoo, Joby. They feed you to gators. They take a baby and feed him to a gator.
No.
Imagine kind of
Africa history.
Empathy of a person.
Africa history has to be retaught. Africa history has to be retaught. That's Africa history has to be retaught. Those are my closing remarks as we get to wind up. Africa history has to be retaught, man. history has to be retaught. You know? Oh my God.
Why do you think the colonizers never let you have that in any of your schools? I think there's not no African school. You in African schools, oh, they were missionaries and they came to help you. Like what? Like what? What kind of craziness is this?
You know, castrating men, putting rodents on women's coochie, raping women, hanging peoples on trees. I mean, oh my God, oh my God. Ah, it's too much for
Brutal,
the
Joe.
mind. Being honest.
That's exactly.
You know? And
That's exactly.
I understand.
It's
You
too
know,
much.
at first, you know, at first I do understand. Sometimes you could start a conversation, then you could say, "Nah, that's gonna be too much for her."
Yeah.
It makes a whole lot of sense because sometimes I walk here and we walk out of here sometimes, even with the conversation sometimes we're having within ourselves, we're mind blown. You know, as we share stories with each other, we are mind blown every day. It's crazy, and Africa history has to be retaught.
Whose mind is blown every day, Jeremy? Whose mind? Every time?
Everyone,
Oh, okay.
everyone walks with, of course, a story every single day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone is planning something every day. Someone who's gonna walk out, you know, the mind's blown away everyone. So it's crazy. It's insane, and sadly, people are living in their bubble worlds, and all of this is just happening. You know, this is the reality. Literally, this is the reality.
And,
This is the
exactly.
black
And you
hot
wonder,
fire.
and you wonder why, Joby. It's right. And you wonder why you deserve reparations, huh? You wonder why you deserve reparations, huh? Human zoos children being put to death for doing nothing so they couldn't feed white people. And you wonder why, Joby. Why I said you're supposed to get the money that was stolen from you. From these wicked
We're
ass
supposed to
bastards.
get barbecue and we're supposed to get barbecue to barbecue these people for real, you know. Like, you know, oh my, I'd be thrilled. You know, it sounds psychopathic, but I'd be
An African, right? Because African mind can't. See, that's good because you got the right mind. You the African want to forgive with all that religion. Oh, let's forgive them. Let's forgive them, Joe, for all the evil stuff they've done to us. Let's forgive them for all the evil and wicked. And that's the shit the South Africans did after apartheid. And now look at theirs. Now look how they live all fucked up. They don't want to talk about no more forgiveness no more. Look how fucked up they living. Talking this goofy forgiveness. You don't forgive people that put you in zoos. Shit. They got human beings walk kids.
What's forgiving you?
Children.
What's forgiving you helping with? What's forgiving helping you with? That's one thing I've come to understand in life. Forgiving people doesn't help you with anything. Okay? Move on, baby girl. Move on, my love. Okay? Either you revenge or move on. Forgiving people doesn't help you. Okay? Especially when they don't deserve your forgiveness, it doesn't help you. Apparently, and it's the saddest truth, it doesn't help you. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm never sorry. I'm so sorry, but I'm never. With everything that I've done, unless I'm sorry to, and you can ask this. Shmani is one of the people who has told me, like, Joby is one of the people who's gonna be hard to say sorry. Yeah. What is this something I'm supposed to say sorry for? If it's not worth it, no. Is it something worth it to say sorry for? If no, no. You're not gonna hear it from me. Okay? I did that shit on purpose. Did it on purpose. I didn't do it because I didn't know what I was doing. I did it on purpose. And that is life. And African people, we have to learn that, you know.
That's right. That's right. Okay? That's right. Shout out to Zoe. I did that shit on purpose. No sorry to you, nigga.
Yeah. Like, what you mean?
All right.
No, I did that shit
That's
on
right.
purpose. You know? But Joby, is like a stone around your heart. Man, I'm not a hater. Trust me, I don't know how to hate. Being honest, I don't think I really know how to hate. I get angry,
Not a
but I
hater.
don't hate. I'm gonna get angry at you. I never talk to you, but I don't hate you. Yeah, I feel like hate
Nah,
is
she don't
really
hate you.
such a heavy burden for me. Like
Nah,
carrying
Joey,
that,
Joey don't hate
that's
you.
so heavy.
Joey don't hate you. Joey don't hate you. She just get rid of you. She gets rid of you.
I'll get,
Joey gets rid of your ass.
yeah, I'll get rid of you. I don't know how to hate. I'll hurt. and move on. I don't know how to hate. Like literally, being on. I feel like that is the hidden I'll ever carry, and then I learned that from my dad.
Most Africans don't know how to hate. Most Africans don't hate.
Yeah, I
Most
was like, I
African
used to
people,
think I hate my dad
nobody deserves your hate.
until I came to realize I don't really hate him. I was just so angered, I had pain, but I don't really hate him. I don't hate him. I just can't talk to him. I have nothing to do with him.
Nobody deserves your hate, Joby. Nobody deserves your hate, Joby.
Yeah.
No one deserves your hate. No one.
It's such a heavy thing. Oh my God. Never be a hateful person, family. Never even say,
No,
saying
never.
the term I hate you, I think that's even heavy from you. Like,
No.
never. Be full of love.
I never say that.
Like, I don't know.
All right.
Never. I've said that personally,
Know who
but I
you're
don't
dealing with and get rid of
understand.
people.
Yeah. I have said to my dad, like, or said it out like that. I hate my dad, but came to understand I don't hate. I was disappointed. I was hurt. I was angry, but nah.
Yeah.
That's so heavy.
Exactly.
That's so heavy. Just eat rocks, baby. Walk out. Shui. Bye.
All right.
That's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we do right here. But anyway, family, we wrap it up there. Anyone who has any closing remarks, there's a chance as we come to wrapping
That's
it
right,
up.
family.
Shout out to John Mosquito, Freedom Media. Well, from the beginning. Thank you so much, sister, for being with us. I appreciate you, Jiba
And we changed
Jabba.
the internet.
Good
We
distinction.
changed the internet. So somebody, we changed the internet in Apple. We got to change the internet, so calm down.
Yeah, we're gonna change the internet. And also this week is actually 16th is a child's birthday. It's a child's birthday this month. 16th of this month.
Damn,
is a child's
already?
birthday. So yeah, we're
Damn.
not looking forward. Yeah.
Damn, like a
It's
damn.
the
Look, I
first
just
birthday
bought
of
that
the year I
nigga.
think we're celebrating this.
I know. Look at that's quick. I was like, I just bought that nigga a cake. Shit. God damn. God damn. That's been a whole year already.
Yeah, he's about to mark. He's about to mark 2 years on Blackout Fire. Time is really flying super fast. Time flying super fast. But anyway, family, we're wrapping it up here. This has been the Africa Today show. Hope you guys have enjoyed. Is cast off? Not yet. He's gonna be having it on for the next a month and some few weeks. He's supposed to have it, I think, for 6 weeks. Yeah, so yeah, it was some serious damage over there. That was his wrist was broken.
He was defending the women. The women were
It's gonna be okay.
The women were.
Good thing is that
Jovi and Shamani were talking shit about men, and look at HR. HR was defending their honor because they were being sexually assaulted. So that was a good man. Look at all men in the fucked up pile. Not all men are fucked up.
Yep. Yeah, but
Love, guys.
yeah. But family, wrap it up there. Have an amazing day. Peace to you too, Job. So have an amazing day and see you guys tomorrow. It is 46 minutes past 4 past 10, not past 4. It's almost 11 p.m. and see you guys. Shout out to Nubian Pharaoh, nice to see you. Says hello family. I'm watching from Tanzania. Hope you're doing amazing.
Hey,
We'll see you in a minute.
Newbin Fair, make sure you, because remember we lost the channel, Joe. He just found it. I told him to go to every channel. When the last time we talked to him, we lost that channel that same day he was on there. He found this channel last week, but just make sure you hook up with them. Make sure you hook up with them, Pharaoh. Joby will be in Tanzania the end of August, around the 21st.
Yeah.
You want to meet Joby in person? August. She'll be in Tanzania around the 21st of August.
Yeah.
I'm having.
And yeah,
gonna be back.
I'll say if you're able.
Right, Joby.
If you're able to connect him on WhatsApp, do so. If you're able to connect him on WhatsApp,
you do that, Joby. I sent it last week. Listen, you put in the chat room. I did that last week. I gave everybody the chat room link last week when I was on Demore's show. That was last week on Demore's show.
Oh.
Yeah, I put the link in the chat room. Joey's gonna be in Tanzania in Dar es Salaam the 21st of August. She's gonna be in there cleaning out the toilets of the new restaurant we building. She's been to clean out the toilets. You can help her.
Catch me there. Grabbing them files, you know. I'm built for this, you know. Built to do this, you know. Come on. Maybe scrubbing there. She's gonna be helping me pouring the water and shit out there.
You're gonna be in there getting shit done. And we getting shit done over in Tanzania. They got a restaurant open. Let me know if you need a job. Brother. You can work at the restaurant. I hear you out there smacking all women in the head. Make sure they got enough money. If they don't got enough money, you smack them in the head. Tell them to get the hell out. Get your ass out of here. You smack the Tanzanian women in the head when they don't got no money. They come up in there. I'm probably gonna bring Joey back in December. It's probably gonna be open in December.
You have an amazing day. See you guys tomorrow. And
I bring Joey back to teach them how to speak English.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm glad today we've been able to conversate at least.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's not, you know, shout out to our internet guy, you know.
So, we'll also have Joey back in December. I think I use her how to teach everybody how to speak English. I don't know how many of the Tanzanians are going to be able to speak English because it's going to be an international clientele. They're going to speak more English than Swahili. So, and if they don't know how to speak English,
everything's going to be okay.
Joey's going to teach them. Then we're going to smack them in their head.
Yeah, I'll tell them, get the ever.
That's right. Like they to get the F out and come back with some goddamn English.
Much love, family. Yes, Steppers, you are a little bit late, Steppers, but see you guys show on the Culture Show if you will be able to catch up with us. Much love.
Oh, they're gonna drop his favorite song. That's what they're gonna tell Joe in Tanzania. Lean back.